Hi everyone, so in this video I want to talk about what might be the strongest build for season 26, and that is the Marauder Demon Hunter. Now this will be one of, if not the strongest build within this season. Let me just show you what it can do in the new thing called a Nightmare. This can be the season 26 theme, which are these endless kind of wave portal things where you go in and you fight monsters. So you can see we have some pilots in each different corner here. We have a power, a shield, a channeling, and a conduit. Now basically why this build is so strong is because the ability that it has to just stack monsters together and just completely annihilate with area damage is just insane. So as you can see, monsters spawning all around this place, and I'm just gonna stand here. I want to basically try and stack the monsters together. Here in the early levels, I don't really take any damage. As you can see, we're already at tier 110. Already now, by doing this, I'm gonna get a Whisper of Atonement, right, at Augment. That is gonna be level 100, which is the max you can actually get from this. So already now, I could just leave and I would have the max level Augment possible. But I want to stay in, because if you get to tier 150, that is where the XP caps out. You get about 800 billion XP if you can stay and clear at current tier of 150. Now this is where this build is so really strong. We can just completely annihilate everything. The conduit is not very strong, but the power, of course, and the shield are amazing. So I'm gonna go and click it now. I'm gonna go back in here and I'm gonna keep firing. I want to make sure everything stacks nicely together over here. I'm of course gonna make a full guide for how to complete this later on, how you can make your augments doing the Nightmare. But for right now in this video, I want to showcase how strong the Marauder Demon Hunter is. And you can see I'm pretty low Paragon. My gear is quite good, but I'm low Paragon, and I can still easily complete this to 150 and get the maximum XP you can get from this. So it shouldn't take long at all to get to this kind of level. Of course, my gear is nice, but in terms of just straight up Paragon, my power is not very strong. Alright, so now I'm starting to do a lot of damage to tier 140, and that's fine. I'm just gonna go ahead and click the shield. Now at this point, I don't need to worry about using my builder at all, so I don't need to proc my Reps of Clarity. So I'm just gonna try and stack as much Arclisming as possible and just hold down my cluster arrow. This is also why this build is so nice. It is very easy to play. All I'm doing is just keep spamming these two. I'm keep spamming my Wolf Companion and my Vengeance to keep them on cooldown, and I'm just gonna place down my sentries once in a while. And of course, I have my Reps of Clarity from my Evasive Fire to proc that, and then I'm just gonna spam my cluster arrow. As you can see, we're basically at tier 150 already, and this is why this build is so strong. It is a very easy, very nice thing to play with. It can be a bit squishy if you're playing something like hardcore, so you might have to be a bit careful there, but at least for softcore, it is probably one of the strongest builds, especially for high-end farming, high-end pushing, and of course also for doing this new Nightmare here. Now Demon Hunter will also be one of the best builds for farming Paragon. You can easily get to farming 115s, 120s or so with Cluster Arrow, or with Multi-Shot with the Marauder build, and this is so nice. Look at this. Look at this Paragon here, 796. Click the chest here and wait for the delay. Boom, 40 Paragon easy. And we of course also get a ton of gear, blood shards, and a new Whisper of Atonement. As you can see, another augment level 100, and we can of course use these for augmenting our gear, and we can also further level these in Great Rifts. So you can get these from level 100. This seems to be the max from this, and you can level it further in a Great Rift just like you would level any normal gems. Now let me just show you guys what this build can also do in a speed GR terms of farming. This will also be one of the best builds when it comes to speed farming, period. So you see, I'm just speeding through 110 here, and it is just glorious. This build is just made for this kind of content as well. I'm actually playing the cold version here with the cold cluster arrow, which is actually really satisfying to play. This is probably my favorite build so far I've tried for farming with the Demon Hunter. I'm not a big fan of the God DH. I love this build though. This will definitely be one of the best builds when it comes to speed farming. Of course, we don't have the soul shards like we do in season 25, so we are going to be weaker, about 10 tiers or so. This build, every build, right? Especially, you're not going to see the inner monk farming 130s on day 2, but you are still going to be pretty good, especially if you play a build like this. And I will of course make sure to make a full guide for this setup here later on, but I just want to show you guys how incredibly strong this Marauder build is, especially for farming Greater, Nightmare, all that. And now we just have a Rift Gun here. We can just stand away. This is also a really cool thing about this build, is the Rift Guns are so easy. You stand far away and just shoot your cluster arrow, so you don't have to worry at all. And there we go. That is a 110 done in just a few minutes. And this will be one of the best builds for farming Great Rifts, guarantee guys. Now let me show you what this build can do in a Great Rift push. So this is a 120, which is fairly high, right? Since we don't have soul shards. And I've actually found an or extreme. So basically what we need to do is to of course pull stuff together, right? This is a cemetery map, which is actually pretty good. Not gonna be very good for pulling stuff together, but it will have a lot of density. So you know what? I think I'm just gonna go ahead and just scout through this real quick. But I think I'm gonna go to the next map so I can show you guys the potential for this build in an open area. We're gonna actually just pull stuff together like crazy. All right, so here's also one of the new maps. This is probably the best map added, and this will be up there next to something like Fishing Woods in terms of its potential for farming and pushing. So let's just see what we can do here, right, guys? Basically, just want to group everything nicely together here, and you can see even the 120 here, which is actually pretty high, and I'm not very high Paragon, we can just blast stuff together. Now, this is a really good mob type as well, but just look at this all extreme, guys. This is going to be really nice, right? So we have this fire rotation. Of course, we're going to stand still for that, and then we just want to start blasting, really. And you can see things are still dying quickly in the 120. I would probably take this build right now with this my current sub here to 130, maybe even higher than that, and I can still blast together, because as long as you can catch stuff together, you get a ton of area damage. So right now it's not super efficient for me right now, because I can't really pull stuff together because they're dying too quickly. But if things had more health, it would then of course not die as quickly, and then I could pull stuff together much easier. Look at this fire chasing right here. Look at all that progress. Boom. I actually got a speed pound here. This map as well is insane. If you get like a counter or something in this map here, you can just completely destroy, you know, 5, 6, 7 packs easily. You can explode this entire map in just 2 minutes or so and just find all the packs, and of course just blast them down with a conduit. There's no doubt in my mind that the Marauder Demon Hunter will be one of the best builds for everything. Farming, pushing, everything like that. This will be glorious. Look at this conduit actually found here. So basically, right, we want to of course make sure we pull stuff together. All our elites we have, we're gonna basically just pull them all over to the conduit, and I'm gonna see if I can find more. We have a blue there, and that's maybe should buy. Oh, we have another one up here. All right, let's try and pull these guys over to the conduit. As you can see, there's a perfect example why this map is now so good, because things are so nicely compacted. There's a fixed amount of leads on the map, and when the map is this small, you can easily find them super quickly and just pull them all together like this. And this is where this map is going to really shine, and when it comes to conduits. We're just going to click this conduit and just start blasting, really. Basically, this is going to be one of the main things you're going to look for when it comes to pushing from now on, is a fish doing, or this map here. And in case you didn't know, this map is called Fill the Mystery, and it's one of the best maps that comes to everything farm related. And now to have this in Gradius is going to be amazing. As you can see, we just got a ton of progress on that. And you can see we also got, of course, this follow-up here, because we are in a Dream Rift. Now this type of Berserkers is not very good mob type, but we have the ability to just do like this and just pull stuff together and just start blasting it down the fire rotation. And you can see we actually killed everything in one rotation, which is actually not good, which means I don't have density now to kill the elites, right? So this build here will really start shining once the normal mobs have more health, right? Because then you have more area damage, and the more area damage you have, the easier it is to kill the packs as well. But with the Demon on this season, the ability to farm Echo Nightmare, ability to farm Paragon with the speed build, and also of course the pushing potential for this build here, this will be one of, if not the strongest build within season 26. I can guarantee right now, guys. And there we go, respawned with still 8.5 minutes left, and we get Binder, and we're just gonna blast it down. This is also why this build is so nice. You can just stand far away and just keep blasting it, and it's just super easy, super nice to play. And we're just gonna blast it here into fire rotation. We also get a nice Oculus swing here, and we're just gonna use that, of course. And there we have it. It is now done. It didn't take long at all. It took 30 seconds to kill it, and it is just that easy. And that's how to stricken, by the way. So as you can see, the potential for this build is gonna be massive. Now I'm gonna make a full guide, of course, for all the different builds, for speed farming, for Gradius pushing, of course also pushing the Echo Nightmare. So stay tuned for those guys. They will be coming really soon. But basically, I just want to show you guys that this is gonna be one of the best builds for Season 26. Now if you enjoyed this video, also make sure to check out the video here, as it will be covering everything there is in the PTR for Season 26. And I'll see you in that video. Peace out, everyone.